In today's video, why the second time you diet, it's not as easy as the first.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Rebella from ProPhysique.com, and today I got my man Steve Bogrand. How you doing, Steve?
I'm good. I'm Steve. Or am I Caitlin?
Are you? No, don't look at the screen. Look at the, yeah, look here, buddy.
Whoops.
Sorry, Caitlin had to do it. So today's video, we're actually going to discuss why it can be difficult to diet for the second time and not get the same results you did the first. And the question came from my Instagram direct message. But guess what? You guys are asking me a lot of questions. My man Steve here has got a master's degree in exercise science. He is becoming, I don't want to blow his head up. He's a good coach. So if you have questions for him, I'll put his Instagram on the screen here too, and you can send him your direct messages. Now, he's not as handsome as me, but he is awkward. All right, so the question goes like this. I'm in my second bikini prep and not losing the fat as easily as I did the first time. With 3 weeks until showtime, I'm thinking of adding in some Tabata style HIIT, but I don't know if I should do this in addition to my regular cardio or use Tabata only. Any thoughts? So, first question I have for you, Steve, is
Yes.
why might the second time dieting for a prep not be as easy as the first?
Okay, so the first thing that comes to mind is we probably just didn't take enough time off from dieting in a calorie surplus. You know, your body is adapting. It adapts to everything that you do over time. So if we take a really long dieting phase, we get really lean, we have low calories, high cardio. Our body adapts to that because what does it want to do? It wants to survive. It wants to continue to procreate and make the human race a thing, right? So what it does is it adapts to that calorie deficit, and it becomes much more efficient at the calorie use. So say I used to use 100 calories to do this activity. I've been dieting a lot and doing a lot of cardio. Maybe now I use 75 or 70 calories to do that thing. And so it takes time to adapt back up as well. So when we talk about taking proper time off to, you know, reverse diet and get the metabolism back in order, we want to allow the metabolism to become really, really inefficient. I know that sounds weird, but an inefficient metabolism is really good for dieting because that means we can make a calorie cut, see response, and then continue to do so throughout that dieting phase.
Yeah, I think what you're asking here is actually the wrong question. It's not a matter of the style of cardio you're doing. What it's a matter of is the calorie deficit that you're creating. You're probably not actually in a caloric deficit, even though you're doing the same thing you were doing last time at 3 weeks out. Remember, if you didn't take a long enough time off, or if you put body fat on rapidly and weighed more when you started, well, you had further to go with a slower metabolism. So you basically put yourself into a worse position the second time, and that's why it's harder. Now, does that mean it's not possible? No, it just means you need to pay attention to the signs you're being given. Your calories and your cardio are going to have to be adjusted to put yourself in a caloric deficit. Now, I don't know what that means. You didn't give us any hard numbers. You just said, should I do Tabata style HIIT cardio and should I add it on top of it? Without any more information, I would say you should certainly just be adding it on top of what you're already doing, because you're clearly right now not likely in a caloric deficit if you're going real slow or not seeing the progress. And if you're 3 weeks out, well, you've got some advantages.
Right. Well, you still have a few weeks to continue making progress, which is great. It's not this weekend. You're not going to be on stage and out of options, essentially, right? So you can still push. Increasing your calorie output is going to help to do that. It's going to help to get you leaner and get you into that calorie deficit to make sure that you're still making progress, right? If you're close already and you're only a few pounds off, not only does that mean you can still push, which is great, but it means you'll still have time to sort of let the body replenish, you know, almost to get back to normal, which is when we really feel like my competitors, and I'm sure you agree, look the best.
Yes.
Is when you're increasing calories into a show, decreasing cardio, and just really allowing them to feel better. Now that's not always the case. Sometimes you're making up ground.
Yeah.
And at that time, you know, we're really just pushing to get you lean enough. That might be something that you have to do. Is it like the dreamboat prep experience? No, absolutely not. But there's only a couple of other options. Either you push through and it's that show, or you can always push your show back. Because thankfully, bikini competitions and physique competitions, they're not going anywhere.
There's tons of them now.
Tons. So if you're on a timeline, and it's one of the really big things that I think a lot of people feel stuck in that timeline, like I have to do this show. I don't think that's the case. There's always another show. There's always another opportunity to step on stage. And if you need the extra time to really bring your best physique, I would encourage you to do that. It's too much money, it's too time consuming to bring anything less than something you're super proud of.
Yeah, especially if you've already been on stage once, then you've kind of set the bar for where you want to get on stage the next time better. You know, whether that be coming in a little leaner, a little more muscle, stage presence, hair, makeup, suit, all those things you want to be better. Now, the advantage you have with only being a few weeks out, when we're close, I feel like when there's only a few days till a stage, you can really push yourself to do more than you normally would. When you're 3-4 months out, you don't want to be doing double cardio sessions AM and PM. But when you can literally count the days on the calendar until the show, then we have a unique opportunity to use that excitement and that momentum to push just before you get on stage. And in fact, that's probably what you're going to have to do unless you have the opportunity to move your show back. Don't listen to anybody else, listen to yourself, make the right decision for you, but if you need to do more, do more. If you're gonna do the show, do the show. If you have the opportunity to push back, push it back. But whatever it is, just go after it. This is your show, this is your time, so make the best decision. So I think that's gonna be it for us today, right?
Yeah, short one.
Yeah, I think, the point is, without having all the information, this is our best guess. This is our best suggestion, okay? The reason why it's not as easy to diet the second time, it's the same reason why most people end up fatter when they start a dieting process than when they finish, okay? And that is because they go through multiple like severe caloric restrictions, they reach their goal weight, they immediately go into like a phase where they put on weight rapidly and try to go back into that diet again without actually having recovered. Right. And so you end up with more body fat and a adaptive metabolism. You do that cycle for a few more times, you start to feel like there's no hope. And my man Colin DeWay just did a great video, I'll probably link it below, on how to reverse diet and what a reverse diet is. And I'm talking about a great video. He put a lot of time and effort into this. So my man Colin, watch this video. It's gonna explain kind of how you recover this stuff, all right, and how you fix yourself. That's gonna be it for us today. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend. I'm not putting out any videos until Monday, so I will not talk to you tomorrow. I will not talk to you tomorrow, and I'll see you Monday.
Anyways.